How do you go from N0 to N's 5000? Contents. 1. Do good research engine optimization. 2. The optimization of Instagram style theme and content quality. 3. Instagram fan and community interaction optimization. 5. Experience. Instagram SEO search engine optimization. Keyword optimization. Label optimization. Keyword optimization. Optimize your profile. The name puts the main keyword, the brief puts the keyword, the contact way, the email, and so on. Do keywords that match your own categories, such as the makeup? The role of labels. First of all, we need to know that as a vegetarian with 0 followers, our potential fans should naturally find out what kind of way we need to go through. According to my information, a vegetarian will not appear in the employer configuration of Instagram for no reason at the beginning. Generally, your followers need to reach more than 5,000 before you have this opportunity. Explorer configuration is also a place where all the online celebrities in the sound hall want to squeeze in. Explorer page. Search page means that you open any page of the sound museum. The search icon below corresponds to the search content. So, since we as vegetarians at first cannot double the recommended algorithm of the sound tube to grab out into the Explorer configurations, then strangers can find us basically only 2 ways. The first is that they may search for a keyword and see you, or they entered a specific label inside and found us no matter which way. In the beginning, too fast, long powder of the first strategy is to do a good job. TimberTube search engine optimization, SEO, including our keyword optimization and label optimization. So how do we operate? The first thing we have to optimize is our own bio section, including our name and our personal profile. What does it mean? Let's think about the logic. When we go to Egypt for a stroll, when we go to Instagram for a stroll, will we also type in the keywords we are interested in, such as food, fashion, travel, photography, makeup, dog, cat, and so on? At this time, there will be a series of accounts in the Sound Museum which are very similar to the keywords we just typed. So, assuming that you want to build yourself into a beauty net red, then your name should at least have the keyword makeup, and it is better to bring some minor keywords in your personal profile. For example, what kind of makeup do you do? Or what kind of makeup services do you do? And so on. In this way, when a stranger searches for keywords related to makeup in the sound hall, the possibility of your account will be greatly decreased. Now, we have entered the front page of the search of the sound hall. We have not seen it. We will find that almost all names on these accounts are with keywords makeup. So, for example, if we open the third account, you will find that only has more than 800 fans. Now that I can appear in the third place of the search results, what does this mean? That is, his name has helped him optimize search engines so that strangers can find his existence at the first time when they are looking for the keywords they're interested in. Makeup, and we continue to look at his personal profile. He left a website with the keyword wedding. We can certainly know that he is a wedding makeup artist. So he would put his place of service secondary keywords such as traditional and bridal, traditional Toronto and bridal bride are put in his profile. So it is much more likely to appear when strangers search makeup and Toronto makeup on the tone jar. On the name and description column, optimization sounds super simple, but now you take out your mobile phone and have a look. Many people think of the name. I'll write my real name in the profile column. I'll put my life motto or just a few emoticons to complete. If it's you, I'm sorry to tell you that this is not the way for strangers to find you by searching for topics of interest to them. So, if you want to seriously manage your ID account and achieve the effect of neutral growth and power, you must put the main keywords into your name. The secondary keywords, as far as possible, into your profile column. And if you want to drain your fans into other platforms, you can also leave your contact information or website links and so on. I can suggest everybody must leave your email mailbox address additionally, because once the brand wants to look for you to cooperate, regular companies can hope to be able to be contacted through email of you, and what we need to have done search engine to optimize is our hashtag, namely our well number label. Want what the label uses only good. Strangers can find you more easily. I believe we all know that there are many kinds of labels on temporary management, on the management account. But what is the function of this label? Once you post with a certain label, the voice management algorithm will automatically divide your content. Then your post will appear in front of people who are interested in this kind of content. So if you want to accurately and get exposure, we must go ahead to understand the inside story we want to focus on. What are some specific appropriate labels and the content of your post? Do the label research and preparation in advance. So how to research labels? The simplest way is that you go to the hot people tied to what you want to focus on and investigate what labels they are using. But is it worth noting that you should not only look at the head size of the millions of fans, because they already have a huge fan base, so they will often appear in the popularity of the Explorer configuration. The strategy is naturally different from yours. So what we should pay attention to is those internet celebrities who are similar to us, a little better than us, what labels they are using, and after finding these labels, the first step is to pay attention to these labels and put these labels on when you send out your post. So the people who have paid attention to these labels as well as you. It's much easier to see your content, and it's very simple to focus on the tags. We still take out the mobile phone to make up and then select the third option tab so it will come out. We click and press the following directly. Okay, the point is that although more and more people have known the importance of using labels, there are still a lot of people making the following two major mistakes, which is the most important reason why more and more people's exposure rate is always not up, or even lower and lower. The first mistake is that many people will use the same tags on all the pictures because they think, I finally did the label research and chose the right label, so I put all these tags in my notes. That is, memo every time I send pictures, I paste them in the notes and then copy it and send it out. They think that this way we can certainly increase their exposure in this label. But they did not expect that after a period of time, they found that there was no effect, or even the exposure rate was getting lower and lower. In fact, because their approach was super wrong, because if you use the same label in every picture, the sound color officer will think that you may be a robot. Then it will gradually reduce your exposure rate, and even he will think that if you are a robot, then don't let others find you. At this time, you may no longer have the opportunity to appear in the Explorer configuration that everyone is so eager to. So, if you've done so before, you may not be able to do so. By now, you should have discovered the biggest reason why your followers are no longer growing, or even getting less and less exposure. The second is the use of tags. The biggest mistake we often make is that we only use tags with the largest amount of traffic and the largest amount of exposure. For example, many people now only use tags of large magnitude when they post, such as fashion, beauty, to-go food, and so on. I want to ask these babies, have you ever actually clicked and looked in these labels? If you study it carefully, you must find that there are tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of posts in these tags. That is to say, all these astronomical posts are using this tag. If you only use these large tags in every post, do you know what the result will be? Let me demonstrate it now. Okay, let's take out our mobile phone and enter the makeup tag that we just have paid attention to. You can see that it has 270 million posts and 270 million posts, and it's divided into the popularity and the latest two sections, of course, as a new person. We can appear in the popularity section. So, let's look at the latest. Okay, we can see that it's like this now. So let's count down to 3 seconds and refresh. 3, 2, 1. Okay, you can see that he's completely different. One more. 3, 2, 1. Refresh. See? Okay. It's completely different again. So now what happens when you only use these big tags? Yes, that's right. That is to say, if you only use these huge traffic tags, you may send out your picture in a few seconds, and your picture will be brushed into the back, for example. After 3 or 4 pages, or even completely submerged. So, if you only use 2 big tags, you can't stay too long in the latest section of the search page of this tag. Since you can't stay for a few seconds, it's useless. So you not only need to be able to use tens of millions of large-scale tags, but you also need to know how to use medium-sized millions of hundreds of thousands of tags and small tens of thousands of tags. In this way, even if you can appear in large tags for a long time, you are likely to stay in small and medium-sized tags for a long time. Only in this way we can really optimize our labels. Because the longer you stay, the more chances strangers will find you. So the correct way is to investigate all the tags you need first, and then classify them in advance according to the size. So every time you send a picture, you can grab a few from different groups and mix them together. Use them out of order, and rest assured that today's content will cover the topic of how to investigate these tags. As you will know, once you use the above mentioned strategies on ToneTube SEO, more and more strangers will find you. But the important reason to determine whether these strangers will immediately pay attention to you is our second optimization strategy. That is to say, it is about the optimization of the style, theme, and content quality of the Sound Museum account. First of all, the style theme of your sound house must be unified. I don't know if you have found that many people play on Instagram today sent a self shot. Tomorrow, Bestie had a meal. The day after tomorrow, sent a landscape photo separated by a few days, and then they don't send anything. Suddenly sent out their home kitten or cat, puppy photos. I said, will not be you again. I can only tell you another cruel truth. If you send your Instagram post in this way, you can't rise to power and certainly can't make money, because Instagram is not a circle of friends of your acquaintances, okay? It's a knocking brick, whether you can knock on the door of the stranger's heart when you send out your first astronomy. You should be very clear that after that, all the astronomy you send out is similar, and they all belong to the field of this moment, of this content. This will not only affect everyone's perception and the aesthetics of your tone and the tube account. The important thing is that once your content changes, so our recommendation algorithm can distinguish which field you belong to in the end. The red man, naturally, he does not know what to recommend your content to the crowd of interest. Then he will not be so willing to recommend you. So once you want to be very accurate and fast and long power, you must give yourself a precise positioning to create a very obvious image of IP. In this way, the recommendation algorithm of the sound library will be better to identify which field you belong to, and then recommend your content to the people who are more interested in this field. Then your fans will rise faster. Not only that, you'd better use pictures of the same color. Why do you say so? Let's take an example. Suppose an account often sends pictures of pure girls who are very bright and beautiful, and suddenly one day she sends some pictures of a beautiful and a sexy nightclub. The owner of the account will collapse a little bit. Do you feel that? To put it bluntly, if your life is not very distinct, the characteristics are not going to be very obvious. It will reduce the impulse of the people to pay attention to you. On the contrary, if the theme style of your account is particularly unified, it will make people feel very eye-pleased. Second, it can stimulate people's impulse to like you and pay attention to you in short time. Of course, whether your every post is high quality, it will certainly affect the growth rate of your fans. A high definition picture and exquisite design can certainly add a lot of color to you. So if you need to take pictures by yourself, I would suggest that you buy a camera or a single visit of your budget if it allows you to on your budget. Although the current mobile phone camera function is still relatively complete, but whether from the depth of the field color or texture, the camera and the SLR can bring you higher quality and enjoyment. Of course, if you choose to run an account with taking pictures of yourself, but download some high definition copyright free pictures from the internet for editing, how to find these high definition copyrighted free pictures. I have summarized them for you before. As long as you enter my WeChat public number, you can find all the pictures that are downloaded, these HD5 copyright pictures. As a small white zero fan, if I only rely on natural search traffic, we can rise the power speed is certainly limited. If you want to gain more quickly, we need to use our third optimization strategy. That is about the fans of your sound and color concept and community interaction. Optimization, and once you put this strategy, the performance data of each of your posts will become more attractive. So, you can let the sound and the color view of the recommendation mechanism to your content from a large number of content out of the grab, and may even recommend it to the Explorer page. So there will be more strangers to see your content and find you. So the most basic strategy to optimize interaction is to optimize your captions. Captions refer to whether the words left under each picture can stimulate your fans to interact with you. Now, many people talk about you again. When they send POS, they will only add a few tags or even a few expressions, and then it went out. If you do the same, I'm sorry to tell you that your interaction with your fans may be greatly reduced. We all often say that beautiful skin is the same, the interesting soul is one in a million. If your captions do not write anything, I think it's difficult for you to become an interesting soul. We just want you in any social media platform. For example, if you see a self-timer photo sent by a beautiful woman, you may be attracted by it at the first glance. But if you look at it, it's just a picture, or just to send this picture with the two expressions. Your second reaction may be that, although she is very good looking, it seems a little boring, as if there's no such connotation. So, we should leave as many meaningful words as possible under each picture. If it is a sunny day here, how about your place? It's better than not writing at all. And once you get any interaction, you need to get back to them as soon as possible, because you need to know that if you really care about their existence, they will always care about you and support you. Just like the little cuties who got my reply. You must have to watch the film in front of the camera. So leave a message to tell me that you need to know that everyone in the world is looking forward to being noticed by others. For example, let's say you're a fan of Big Star. One day he replies to your message. Will it make you more interested in her and more willing to support her? Right? So cherish your fans, even if there are only a dozen or hundreds now. Only when you really pay attention to them can you keep their hearts. In addition to returning the attention and support of the fans, it's suggested that people maintain a high interaction rate with others in their own field so that we can support each other. You want to get other people's support, you naturally have to return your energy to the community. How can you find people in your own community? And this will also involve how to investigate our labels. So, the easiest way to listen is carefully that you pay attention to the people in the same field as you, the labels they use, and the go into labels to find more of what you're interested in, and then observe the labels these people use through these tags. You will enter a new community to expand your entire community. Through such process, you will naturally accumulate your own community, and through this process, you will accumulate a lot of small and medium-sized accurate tags, and the people inside these tags are much more likely to interact with you. At the same time, when you post, once you bring these small and medium-sized accurate labels, you will once again help you increase your exposure to strangers and share real examples with you. I have a fashion circle net red friend. He started only then, maybe 100 or 200 people that knew him. They paid attention to all his AI accounts. He will only use those on the big tags. So after playing 2 years on Instagram, also he accumulated more than 1,000 fans. So more than half a year, he slowly found his own community according to the above way the community interactions, and accumulated more small and medium-sized accurate labels. Every time he posted a blog, he could bring these more accurate small and medium-sized labels through serious business for half a year. He now has more than 30,000 fans, although not really big, but also a lot of business cooperation. The role of labels. Once you post with labels, IN's management algorithm will automatically share your content, and your post will appear in front of people who are interested in this type of content. So if you want precise gain exposure, it must be in advance to understand what we want to focus on and what some specific appropriate labels we need to do some research and prepare in advance. Number one, go to the people you want to focus on and research which labels they're using. Do not use identical labels, number 2. And 3, labels with excessive exposure are not applicable. The optimization of Instagram style, theme, and content quality. We've already gone through a lot of this already. Let's move along. Style theme. Position your IP image well. The tone is basically the same. The style is unified. Unified content, influence content algorithm. And we went through a lot of this already. The benefits of uniform style. 1. Enhance the aesthetic appreciation of the account. Improve the accuracy of the recommendation algorithm. Number 2. 3. Create an engaging IP image. Content quality optimization. The quality of the content, HD images, exquisite design, Optimize the interaction between fans and the community. So, 1. Content performance data optimization. 2. Content recommendation mechanism optimization. Okay, that's 65%. And 45%, we have fan interaction optimization strategy. Responds to messages as quickly as possible and interacts. 85%. Interaction optimization strategy with the domain community. Support each other and optimize the data performance. Find community and research accurate labels. 25%. Accumulate more tags. Instagram drainage planning optimization. The fourth secret of the book in this school is that we must optimize the drainage strategy of mindfulness. One of the simplest and most direct methods, in fact, is I also discussed to me and by my friend of the net read, that is to consume the latest relatively small brand products or services in your field, and then take a good picture, send it in school without tagging brands in their private accounts. Why do we do this? Let's take an example. For example, if you are a food celebrity, you can often go to some new cafe, dessert shops, restaurants, and then take beautiful pictures to send to your sound museum and mark the brand and their Instagram account. At this time, because these new stories, their management accounts are often just beginning to operate, so they are very likely to forward your content to their homepage. So, as their popularity increases and the traffic increases, more people will find you in their accounts. You can buy some clothes of a niche brand. You can choose a brand with a fan base of 5,000, 10,000, or most hundreds of thousands, because such a brand is more likely to be willing to forward some high quality sellers to show their main number. So once you buy their clothes, you can refer to the style in their account, take a beautiful photo, and send it to their own sound. Once your content is okay, they are very likely to retweet your post and tag you in. And the people who follow this niche brand are also very fashion cautious. So once they find your account through your photos and take an interest in you, they are very likely to become your fans. My friend also revealed to me that every time there's a small brand feature, it will increase its fans crazily during that time. Maybe some people will wonder, why don't we directly buy things from big brands? Big brands will not directly give us greater exposure. Instagram drainage and planning optimization. So we just went over a few things. 1, consume the latest products or services from brands that are relatively a niche in your field. 2, add color to niche brands and drive forward reviews. 3, case. Experience and summary. Issues related to solution method. Adhere to the content, irregular and regular interaction. Issues related to solution method. It takes more effort to be successful. You can post for a few weeks or even a month all at once. Thank you.